Hello and welcome to Live Search Box. My name's Jeff, I'm glad you're here. Let's just jump right in. Imagine just typing a few letters into a cell and Excel showing you all matching rows from a giant table. That's exactly what we'll build today, and it sure beats scrolling down. We only need one formula and 0 VBA. Let's get started with the first exercise. Exercise 1. First, let's talk about our objective. Let's say we have a giant table and we don't really want to scroll down to find all the matching rows. Of course, this is Excel and there are many options. We could do a Control F find, we could use these filter controls, or we could use a search box with a formula. This option's a great fit when you want to do partial matches or you want your search results to be separate from your giant table. In other words, maybe your table is on one sheet and you want your search results to appear on another sheet, rather than scrolling down or using those filter controls. So this technique starts with the filter function, equals filter. The first argument is the array. In other words, the range that has the values we want returned. In our case, it's table 1. We could type the name table 1, or we can just select it. Either way is fine, comma. The second argument is the include expression. This means we only want to include certain rows. We only want to include those rows where the first name column value is equal to the value that the user types in C6, comma. The third argument is if empty, meaning if there's no results, what do we want the function to return? Here we'll just say no matches, and we'll enclose that in quotes, close function, and enter. As we can see, this function returned all of the results with the word David in the first name column. We can change this to Deborah and hit enter, and the results are updated accordingly. With this setup, the whole cell has to match. In other words, we can't do a partial match. Like if I type in DEB and hit enter, no matches, even though here's a first name, Deborah, that starts with DEB. In other words, this is a whole cell match. And what we're really looking for here is more of a partial match. And we're going to solve that in the next exercise. Exercise 2. The key is to use the REGEXTEST function along with the filter function. Now, if your version of Excel doesn't have REGEXTEST, no worries. In the next exercise, I'll show you an alternative way to do it. So let's say I want to search for DEB. That's going to be a partial match. Well, what we do is, once again, we start off with the filter function, and the array is still table 1, comma. Now, for the include argument, what we want to use is REGEXTEST, open paren. The text is the table 1's first name column. You could type it in like I just did, or you could navigate over and select that column. Either way is totally cool, comma. The pattern is the value that the user types in C6, comma. The case sensitivity. Do we want to be case sensitive or case insensitive? In other words, up or lower doesn't matter. In our case, we'll go with the case insensitive match so that upper and lower case doesn't matter. Close the regex function, close the filter function, and enter. And now what we can see is we get a partial match. This is perfect. If we go with DAV, enter, we get David. If we go with DA, enter, we get David and Brenda. Perfect. Couple of little enhancements. First of all, when we type in a value in a cell like DAV and then we hit enter, typically that active cell is going to leave the cell we just entered. As you can see here, when I hit enter, it went from C6 to C7. If I want the active cell to remain on the input cell, instead of hitting enter, I hit Control Enter. So check this out. I can cruise back up here, type in DEB and hit Control Enter, and now that value is entered and the active cell remains on C6. So that's just a little pro tip. Now, what if we want to enhance this by searching multiple columns? Currently, it's only looking in the first name column. What if we also want it to look at the last name column? No worries. We can use the concatenation operator, that's just the ampersand, to join in table 1 first with table 1 last. And once again, you can type it in like I just did, or if it's easier, you can navigate over to the table and select the table column with your mouse. Either way is totally cool. What this is really doing though is it's saying join the values from the first and last name columns and do a search there. Enter. Now let's type EN, enter. Now we can see we're matching in the first name and last name columns. What if we also want to search by the rep column? No worries. We can just cruise over here and update our formula and join table 1 rep. Enter. And so now I can do TP, enter, and now I'm getting rep matches as well. and you can continue modifying that as desired to match on whichever search columns you'd like. Now, what if your version of Excel doesn't have the REGEXTEST function? No worries, let's go to the next exercise. By the way, as you know, Excel's a big place and I'd love to help you learn more about it. I'll help you automate your manual recurring Excel tasks. I'd love to have you check out my training programs. Use the link in the description to learn more. Exercise 3. Well, once again, you're going to start with the filter function. And once again, the array argument is going to be table 1. Our include expression this time is going to be as follows. Is number. And then we're going to use the search function. And we're going to try to find the value in C6, comma, within what? Well, we'll start with the table 1 first name column. Again, you can concatenate in additional columns as desired. We'll close the search function. And by the way, the search function is also case insensitive, so upper and lower isn't going to matter. Then we're going to close the isNumber function, and then a comma, and then if that filter is empty, we're going to return no matches, enclosed in quotes, close the filter function, and enter. And as we can see, we're now successfully doing partial matches on our first name column. Again, we can easily string together multiple columns if desired. So this is how we can create a search box with a single formula and no VBA. If our table has thousands or hundreds of thousands of rows, we can have a nice clean search on a separate sheet. And this means we don't have to scroll down through tens of thousands of rows. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Hey Excel user, if you ever need to create summary reports, check out my Pivot Table for Beginners video. It starts at the beginning and shows how to store the data transactions in a table and then how to summarize those transactions with a pivot table report. I hope it helps unlock the incredible power of pivot tables.
This video is a production of Excel University.